Check this out. A woman bought this abandoned house for just $800. It is a bit out of the way, but the structure itself still looks pretty solid, and the interior is about halfway finished. After she does a little work on it herself, it should be fine for living in. After all, this kind of house is pretty affordable. The structure is still in good shape. The overall condition of the house meets the woman's expectations. What she likes most about this place is the amount of space. She is pretty satisfied with it. The spots for the kitchen and bathroom were already planned out. They just hadn't gotten around to finishing them. Later on she can do a little work herself, and it should be fine. The biggest problem right now is there's way too much weeds around the house, so dealing with that is pretty tough. But for the woman, this house really is quite cheap, so spending some time fixing it up isn't a big deal. Then the woman called in some local renovation workers, planning to give the house a proper makeover. That's the only way to make it livable later on. You can see the inside of the place is still pretty dirty. If she wants it to be comfortable to live in, she'll need to renovate it in a style that she likes. After sharing her renovation ideas and plans with the workers, the villager assured her not to worry. They would definitely finish the yard renovation within the agreed time. Then the villager started performing a mysterious ritual for the house. Next, they can work on the area around the house, starting with the biggest issue of the house. After all, the whole area around the house is just empty land. That's why there are so many weeds around it, and there isn't even a real path leading into the yard. So the workers cleared the weeds, and at the same time started paving a small path to the house, because the original house was built in the middle of farmland, and locally that was already considered an illegal construction. So no road had been built to reach the house, because the house is illegal. That's why it still doesn't have a proper permit, which is also why it was sold so cheap, and no one knows when it might get torn down. But the woman isn't worried about that. After all, she bought it to live in. If she can live there for even a year or so, she'll have already made back the money spent on fixing it up. Since the land around the house is all farmland, the villagers have started replanting those areas, but the low-lying parts of the property are still tough, so a lot of weeds were left behind, with the workers cleaning efficiently. This spot has gotten a lot cleaner. After the weeds are cleared, they need to be gathered up. The result really doesn't look bad, since most of the weeds had grown right under the eaves. Without cleaning them up, the place would look really rundown. After continuous cleaning, this side of the eaves is now clear. Now they move to the other side to work on it. Actually, this house is not too bad, because the ground under the eaves had been paved with concrete, so with just a little cleaning, it looks much nicer. After gathering up all the debris on the ground, it was time for the workers to take lunch. To keep on schedule, the workers ordered takeout right there. After they ate, they got back to working on the yard. On the other side of the house, there are still quite a few trees. To make the house look more open, the extra branches need to be cleaned up too. After finishing the area around the house, now they start cleaning the eaves themselves. Only when everything around the house is completely cleaned can they come up with a better renovation plan. Actually, the whole house has a lot of space, so there is plenty of room for later improvements. Some areas already have brick paving. Those spots don't need major changes, because the color of those tiles looks really nice. Now the workers start sweeping out the trash from inside. Later they can mop up the dust on the floor. That will make it look very good. Once the interior is successfully cleaned, the workers start working on the outside. Some areas with a lot of dust need to be blown with a leaf blower. For the inside, they need to use a pressure washer, because this area hasn't been lived in for a very long time. There is a lot of dust inside the house, so washing it once will make it way cleaner, since a broom can't get all the dust out. Even though this house is very cheap, it still gives the woman a place to call her own.